It's Michael Nicastro here. I just got up. I'm gonna make a quick and easy recipe, spaghetti alla carbonara. It's a breakfast pasta, it's a dinner pasta, it's a snack pasta. All you need is pasta, some eggs, some cheese, bacon, and black pepper. That's all you really need. Let's do it. I believe in you. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You can do it. I gotta run right now. I gotta make some pasta. All right? I'll call you later. All right, let's go. Fix my shirt. Let's pop the collar. There we go. Spaghetti alla carbonara is a Roman style dish. It's traditionally made with pancetta or guanciale. Guanciale is cured pork cheek or jowl, and pancetta is like Italian bacon. American bacon is smoked, and pancetta is just cured. I have pancetta laying around the house, so I'm just gonna use some just normal bacon, and I defrosted this from the freezer. I'm just cutting it into tiny pieces. It doesn't have to be too uniform. Rough chop. This is a rustic dish. This should take no more than 10 minutes to make this whole dish. There's no right way to do this. All right. There we go. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And now I have my pan. I'm not gonna put any oil in it. I'm just gonna drop the bacon in. I just washed my hands. I'm coming back with the bacon. So this is on medium heat. I'm just gonna let it render a little bit. I'm starting the bacon. You probably already know this, but I didn't put any oil in the pan because look how much oil is coming off. And we want to use some of this in the sauce. That's a main component of the dish. I have some boiling water on the side. Always keep some boiling water to the side. So I'm gonna let this go. Don't burn the bacon. It's a crime. Don't do that. So I'm gonna lower it a little bit. The main ingredient is eggs. I'm gonna use 2 egg yolks and 1 full egg. So I'm gonna crack them right now. So I'm gonna make a little egg white omelet later. So again, this dish is really easy. You can make it after a night going out. Maybe you had a couple drinks. You can make this at home quick and easy. I'd probably just make it all in one pan because I'd be super lazy. People get freaked out about raw eggs, but you know, you ever go to a cocktail bar, they always put some egg whites in it for the consistency sometimes. That makes it nice and frothy. So don't be too alarmed. So I got 2 egg yolks in there and 1 full egg. I got my eggs in there. I'm just gonna whisk this up. In Italy, they use a fork, so I'm gonna use a fork. And again, this is a Roman style dish. I remember when I went to Italy like 9 years ago, I had this dish for the first time in a trattoria in Rome, or like a fancy restaurant. And they didn't use spaghetti, they used rigatoni. So I'm gonna make a version like that for you today. I feel like any thick pasta really works well in this dish. So that's incorporated. Let me just check my bacon. Use some rigatoni. It's nice and thick. Really wanted to emulsify the sauce because it's just eggs and cheese. Just add a little bit of salt to the water. Always salt the water. Now my rigatoni. Again, if you think Barilla should sponsor my grandmother and give us free pasta, leave a comment below. We should get a sponsorship from Barilla, Papa. Barilla should sponsor us. Barilla, sponsor my Papa and give us free pasta. Be careful. Put maybe like 2 cups of pasta in there, roughly. I don't know. Alexa, set timer for, how long does it take to cook? Alexa, set timer for 11 minutes.
11 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. So on the package it says 12 minutes, but I'm gonna do 11 minutes. So I shut the heat off on my bacon. I'm gonna strain the bacon. You can keep a little oil in there because that's what we want to use for the flavor. So you can see this much is just coating the pan. That's all I'm gonna use. I'm gonna keep that in the pan. And then I have my bacon straining, my pasta cooking. So now I have some pecorino cheese. Traditionally they use pecorino, which is a sheep's milk cheese, and parmesan. Parmesan is a little bit nuttier and pecorino tends to be a little bit saltier. All I have is some pecorino sheep's milk cheese, so I'm gonna use that. Again, parmesan is cow's milk, pecorino sheep's milk. I'm gonna add 2 spoonfuls of pecorino. No, 3 because I like it. Then I'm gonna add black pepper. So this is super important. You can go heavy on the black pepper. Go crazy on the black pepper. You know, I was just thinking, I'm Chinese too. My mom is Chinese. And think of this as like a danhuang pasta, like a salted egg yolk pasta, but it's Italian style. And this is my trick from my Chinese grandmother. I'm not taking cornstarch. You like cornstarch and everything. I'm taking some white pepper. White pepper is a little bit more back heat flavored and black pepper is a little bit stronger up front. So I think a little bit of white pepper would be a nice balance. So I'm gonna add a little bit in there. And you're probably thinking like, oh, that's a lot. This is all it is. Eggs and pepper and cheese. So I'm gonna mix this up. Incorporate the cheese. You're gonna make like a nice paste. Doing what I do best, I'm stirring. Again, if you can't make the Dalgona coffee, then you need to practice stirring. You need to practice whipping. Whip when I make carbonara, and whipping when I'm making cookies, doing it every day. That and push-ups. I'm gonna do push-ups after this. Any meal is not complete without push-ups. All right, so it's pretty incorporated. A touch of salt. Again, you don't need to do this because the cheese is salty, the bacon's a little bit salty, but just a little bit. This much, just to bring out the flavor. So this pan is a little bit smaller. I use too much pasta, so I'm gonna switch this out. I'm using a new pan. I'm gonna use some of that bacon oil, and I'm gonna heat the pan up on low. When I think of pasta, I think of my friend Jesse. Now, Jesse and I go way back. He's cooked at some of the best restaurants in New York City, one of them being Maria, which is a 2 Michelin-starred Italian restaurant across from Central Park West. Beautiful location. They have some really delicious food, and they're really known for their pasta with fusilli, octopus, and bone marrow. It's a classic dish, but I personally like a more simpler dish, their tagliatelle with just some olive oil and some seafood. Anyway, Jesse has spent a lot of time in Italy, almost a year, and he's went to almost every region of Italy. He's learned the language, he's learned the culture, and you would think that he's probably Italian because Italian people know how to cook Italian food the best. But actually, he's not. He's Singaporean Chinese. You know, I think, oh wait, hold on. Alexa, how much time do I have left on my timer? I got 2 minutes. Back to my story. Actually, I think it's interesting that a lot of people assume that in order to cook Italian food, you need to be Italian. Or in order to cook Chinese food, you need to be Chinese. Or if you need to cook Korean food, you need to be Korean. And people's idea that the chef in the back is always from that country, it's not always true. Look at New York City. The person making your pasta is not necessarily Italian. And then there's also people get butthurt that maybe a white guy is cooking Chinese food. I can understand that sometimes, but I want to emphasize that you don't really know the story. You don't really know if that person went to that country, studied the language, studied the culture, and really learned how to make that food and is presenting it in their style. I just want you to be a little bit more open-minded. My friend Jesse, this year, he just opened his very own Italian restaurant in Singapore. It's a 300 square foot place. It's called Italian Osteria X. It's a one-man show. He's serving pizza and pasta. He's open 6 days a week. He's doing everything by himself. God bless him. He's a hospitality worker, going after his dream, and my respect to all of you that have done the same, so we can get through this. It's been 11 minutes. Chopstick. Don't do that. So I can feel it. It feels still kind of hard. Actually not bad. The pasta needs 30 more seconds. I have my pan on low heat with some bacon grease. I'm gonna add a spoonful of this starchy pasta water into the grease pan. Make sure your pan is not too hot, otherwise you will splash oil everywhere. This is starchy. It's gonna help make the sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit more. If I was missing something, always wear a glove. This handy dandy thing. Drain this water out. Be careful, okay? Don't die. Now I'm gonna add the pasta to the pan. Shut the pasta water off. I put the pasta in here with about 2 ladles of pasta water. I turned it on medium heat, so I want some of that pasta water to reduce and make it a little bit more creamier. So just shake it around a little bit. The water is reducing. Oh, almost dying. This has been cooking with a little bit of pasta water for 1 minute. So now I'm gonna take it off the heat and I'm gonna add my egg mixture. All of it. My recommendation is off the heat because you don't want to make scrambled eggs. Now I'm just gonna stir it. Stir it, stir it. See, it's getting creamier. It looks nice. It reminds me of Rome right here. Look at that. See that? That sauce, that's the pasta water. That's a starchy pasta. Look at that. And you guys are worried about raw eggs, so this is cooking right now. Slowly cooking. It's like when you make a custard. It's coming together. No butter, no cream. This is classic Italian style carbonara. Look at that. You want to melt all that cheese. So I'm mixing it. I'm going to throw it back on the heat just for a second. Okay, just throw it back on the heat. Just cook the eggs. Now I'm going to go on the side. Again, we don't want to make scrambled eggs. So now I'm going to go back just a second. Keep moving it. Keep moving it. Those eggs make it creamier. Now on the side, one more time back on heat. Alright, that's okay, no one saw that. It's too thick, you can add some pasta water, but I like it thick. Here is the consistency that you want. You can tell there's a nice cream. It looks like we put some cream in there or butter, but we didn't. So the heat's off, stir it a little bit more. Now I'm gonna add my bacon. That smells really good. Okay. Again, it's just the residual heat from the pan, but you gotta keep stirring it, otherwise you'll end up with some scrambled eggs, which are not a bad thing. I like scrambled eggs, but for this, it's a really nice, beautiful thing when you make that nice creamy egg yolky pasta. So we're ready to go. Let me try one. Quality control. Or can't use chopsticks. So it's still al dente. has a nice kick. It's just salty enough. I added a lot of cheese and some black pepper, but the sauce is a key. So let's plate this up. It's ready. Now, if I was home after a long night and I don't propose this anymore, I'm on that water lifestyle. I don't really drink that much, but I'd probably just eat this out of the pan. But to charge $18 for it in a restaurant, you're gonna put in a nice plate. The traditional version, they use spaghetti and guanciale or pancetta, but you know, no one's got time for that right now. So I'm just gonna put it on the plate. I'm just gonna wipe the side, nice white plate. And to have a good presentation, you don't wanna like put so much food on it. It needs to be in balance with the plate. So now, to finish it, just a little bit more pecorino cheese. This is just my personal preference. Always gotta keep the Parmesan pecorino to the side, all right? Always keep it to the side. And then some black pepper. And this is our Spaghetti Alla Carbonara or Rigatoni Carbonara. It's my take on it. I hope you enjoy it. Just cook something easy with your family. If you're in Singapore in the near future, check out my friend Jesse's restaurant, Italian Osteria X. I'm not a big proponent of trying non-local food in like a new country. I want to always eat the local food. But if you want the real deal Italian food, Jesse's studied it all. So if you find yourself in Singapore, go to his restaurant. I'll put a link to his address below and tell him that Michael Nicastro sent you there. He'll provide you some nice hospitality. Take care. Have a nice day. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe so I can cook more dishes with you, with myself, and with my grandmother. Let's try this. It's really good. I'm not even lying. It's really good. This is a restaurant. This is $18. You can charge me $18. I would buy it. But you can make it at home now that I taught you. You're welcome. And again, no cream, no butter, just some eggs. You got eggs at home. Use them. Drinking some coffee right now. In my Arizona State University mug, top 10 party school in the United States. I went there, even though I don't really party. Now I promise you to do some push-ups. Also, my friend Santana Hem from Hem and Her Foods, he has a YouTube channel. We collaborated a lot. He makes a great carbonara recipe, and he also has a vegan carbonara, which I will steal his recipe from someday and make it for you guys. All right, subscribe to his channel. I'll put the link somewhere above.